reason for Clemson's success is because of Florida State. Florida State came in as the juggernaut in the ACC and started the 1992 season when the ACC was, let's just call it, it was a joke of a football conference. It was a basketball conference that just happened to play football during the fall. Florida State built the ACC into what is. Clemson is there because Clemson said, we need to go get coaches and players that compete with Florida State guys. Arguably, the running back, C.J. Spiller, in the 2006 season, was a guy from the state of Florida. They said, we need to come in, get more guys from the state of Florida. They brought in Tommy Bowden as the coach. Brad Scott, a former offensive coordinator at Florida State, after he got fired from South Carolina, came in and became their offensive coordinator at Clemson. They knew what they were doing. Also, I think people tend to forget, the 2013 season, Florida State was supposed to win the ACC. That was the year that Clemson was supposed to come in, win the ACC, and take over, and it was going to be a back and forth between Florida State and Clemson. The 2014 season, Florida State, remember, Jameis was suspended for that game. Florida State had to win it in overtime. So finally, the 2015 season and 2016 season, Clemson got those close wins, come from behind win in the 2016 season, and all of a sudden Clemson it seemed like, all right, we overtook Florida State. We're finally over that ACC hump. Now we're the big dogs in the conference. So it's because of Florida State that Clemson is who they are at this moment. So now Florida State is looking at Clemson going, okay, and especially this season, we are much better this season than we have been. Sammy Watkins from Fort Myers, exactly. We are a much better team this season than we have been in the last 5 seasons. From 2017 through 2021, this is a much better Florida State team than we are seeing this season. So the question is, that's why I'm saying in this game right here, yes, they were bullies of the Special Olympics of the ACC. Who else was a good team in the ACC in the 80s and 90s? What, Virginia for half a season in 1990? Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, yeah.
Georgia Tech, split one national title in 1990. What else did they do?
And they basically split a national title because they didn't play a legitimate schedule in a legitimate conference.
Clemson was a juggernaut team of a bad conference. That's all they were. But they were not on the level of what Florida State was when Florida State came in.
Was actually one of the better teams in the conference.
Yeah. But this is where Florida State's going to see. And that's why I'm going to say, do I think Florida State beats Clemson this week? No. I'll give you my prediction in a moment as far as score. I think Clemson wins the game, but this is where the question is going to be. Can Florida State compete with Clemson like they did last year and show that they really can be on the same level with the Tigers, or do they get blown out? And that's the question. So that's where Florida State's at right now. You've just lost 2 games where I could make a legitimate argument that NC State and Wake Forest did not beat Florida State. Florida State beat themselves in both those games. So now you're gutted with a Clemson team coming in as a top 5 ranked team in the country, but a team that has had their own question marks even this season. This is where Florida State is going. We're going to see what Florida State is. We're going to see where Florida State is for the rest of the season. Because you look at the last 5 games of our season, I would argue there's 3 winnable games right there. I think Florida State finishes the season at least 7-5 right now, barring an epic breakdown at this point. But it's all going to depend on this game. If Florida State comes out this game and loses 27-24, I have much greater confidence for the last 5 games of the season. If Florida State gets blown out, 59-10, which I don't think that will happen, but if they get blown out in this game, Florida State's going to be in trouble the last 5 games of the season.